Today, we're diving into a really fascinating scientific study that asks a pretty huge question. Can something as simple as 12 minutes a day actually help adults who are starting to worry about their memory? We're going to break down the science behind this simple but, potentially powerful idea.
Have you ever had that feeling? You misplace your keys again, you blank on a name, and this little knot of worry just starts to tighten up inside? Well, you are definitely not alone, and it's that exact feeling that these researchers wanted to get to the bottom of.
So, let's talk about what the science actually calls this feeling. Turns out it's not just getting older, it has a specific name, and man, it can kickstart a really challenging cycle.
And here it is, the key term, subjective cognitive decline, or SCD for short. Now that word subjective is absolutely crucial here. This isn't about what some doctor's test says, it's your personal feeling, your own perception that your memory just isn't what it used to be. It's that nagging concern that something's different.
And this is why it really matters. That initial worry, it can lead to stress. And what does stress do? It messes with your sleep. Then poor sleep hits your overall well-being. Before you know it, you're in this negative feedback loop that puts even more pressure on your brain. A truly vicious cycle.
So the big question is, how do you break out of that cycle? Well, researchers wanted to see if a simple, really low-cost solution could make a real difference. So they decided to test two completely different approaches to relaxation. Let's see what they came up with.
And this, right here, is the central question of their entire experiment. It's so beautifully simple. Could just 12 minutes a day, that's less time than it takes to drink a cup of coffee. Could that really be enough to stop that downward spiral of worry and stress?
Okay, so these were the two contenders they put head-to-head. In one corner, you've got a specific meditation practice called Kirtan Kriya, or KK. This is an active practice, you're doing several things at once, and in the other corner, a simple music listening program, or ML. This is much more passive. Just sit back and listen. So let's just quickly break down this Kirtan Kriya thing, because it's not just sitting there and trying to clear your mind. You're engaging your voice by chanting a mantra, you're using your sense of touch with specific finger movements, and you're using your mind to visualize. It's really like a full-on multi-sensory workout for your brain.
All right, so we've got our two methods. Now let's get to the good part, how the scientists actually set up this showdown to find out which one, if either of them, could deliver some real results.
The setup itself was really straightforward. They took 60 older adults who were all experiencing that SCD feeling and split them into two groups. For 12 weeks, one group did the meditation, the other listened to the music, both for just 12 minutes a day. And the whole time, the researchers were measuring everything: stress, mood, sleep, quality of life, you name it. Then they checked back in after 6 months to see what stuck.
So, you might be wondering, did people actually stick with it? The answer is a massive yes. Get this, participants completed 93% of their daily sessions. That's an incredibly high number for any kind of study, and it proves a really important point. A 12-minute daily habit? It's totally achievable for pretty much anyone.
All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. After those 12 weeks, what did the data actually show? Did these simple little habits move the needle at all? Let's dive into the results.
And the first big takeaway is a huge win for both sides. The answer is yes. These simple, low-cost practices absolutely worked. Both the people meditating and the people listening to music reported major boosts in their mood, their general sense of well-being, and even their sleep quality.
But, and this is a big but, that is not the whole story. When the researchers started digging a little deeper into the numbers, they found that while both practices were good, one of them had a pretty clear edge in some really important areas.
Just take a look at this chart. It's showing the improvement score for perceived stress. So a higher bar means a bigger drop in stress, which is what we want. You can see it plain as day. The Kirtan Kriya meditation group on the left had a much bigger drop in their stress levels compared to the music group.
And it wasn't just stress. That active meditation practice, the KK, also delivered bigger wins in their overall mood, their psychological well-being, and in the mental health part of their quality of life. And maybe the best part of all, this wasn't just some temporary high. When the researchers checked back in months after the study was over, those benefits had lasted. For both groups, the positive changes were still there, and you know what? In some cases, they'd gotten even better.
Okay, this is all fascinating research, for sure. But what's the real takeaway here? What does it mean for anyone out there who's worried about their own memory? Let's connect all the dots.
Now this right here, this is the most important finding of the entire study, so listen close. The practices didn't magically improve memory on a test. Instead, they improved people's mood and they lowered their stress. And when people felt better mentally, they perceived their memory as being better. It's this powerful, powerful link. Improve your mental well-being, and you can literally change how you feel about your own mind.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from the study's conclusion really drives the point home. The authors are basically saying that by tackling these psychosocial risk factors, fancy words for stress and mood, we might have a really powerful tool for protecting our brain health for the long haul. It's all about breaking that vicious cycle we talked about at the beginning.
So we kind of end up where we started, but now with a whole new perspective. The science is suggesting that a small, consistent daily investment in your mental well-being could pay off with huge dividends for your cognitive health down the line. It really leaves us with a powerful question to think about. What could 12 minutes a day do for you?